Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And we are here to rant and rave. Why did you wait?
Why? I didn't. I started doing it, and then you came in about 10 seconds later.
Oh, I started doing it. We have a bad connection.
We do.
I wonder if that's going to be a problem.
When I've heard our home recordings, I don't know why, but it's purely when we do the sing-along at the beginning of our show, and we're always offbeat and so off time with each other that it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's no synchronicity.
No, and I try and watch you on the computer to go with your body movements, but then there's a delay.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Well, anyway... Welcome to this show that nobody's listening to.
Oh, stop it.
Jessica, would you like to tell people how to contact us? Because we ain't heard from anybody. We need to know you guys are doing all right.
I would love to. Well, you know what? We have a few regulars.
Yeah, that's
like Ram
true.
Duke. Thank you for your sweet commentary and feelings. My God, what is wrong with me? I can't think straight. Thank you for writing into us every week. That's what I'm going to try to say. I'm going to just be short and succinct since my brain is already not working and it's only noon.
It's also like already 88 degrees outside at 10 a.m. here today.
Oh, God. It's going to be 97 today. I can't take it.
I mean, it is April.
It's not
right?
okay.
It's April.
It's absolutely not okay.
No.
But seriously, you guys, aside from people writing in and telling us funny things or what they did like, thank you always for any correspondence.
Yes.
But we did have somebody when we went live. Dana and I were interviewed with a friend of the show, Michelle from MC Design Collaboration. And we did have a listener, Sheila, looking at you, who said, no, please we need more rants. Sheila, I need you to send us a rant. We need more rants from you guys. We felt bad about doing it at first because of COVID. Well, you know what? You guys were in for the long haul. So we're bringing the rants back today.
We got some rants
The rants
today.
that Dana came up with, which is always a possibility. But please keep your correspondence with us going to give us rants and, of course, raves so we find out about good things in your neighborhood, or maybe you have a friend who's done something amazing during this time, or just in general. Please send it our way. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on Twitter at Raves_the, through Gmail, the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, and through the contact our website, www.therantsandраvespodcast.com.
Woohoo! That reminds me, it just reminded me of a good story. I forget where this was because I was going to use it in the show lineup and then I chose something else. But this woman has been making homemade masks for people, and there's still a lot of people that don't have masks. Also, a lot of people not wearing their masks. Please don't be an idiot.
Don't get me.
I know we try not to be, I guess that's political on this show, but like follow the rules.
It's not. That's called reality.
Just follow the rules, people.
Political or not, it's reality.
I mean, this is something I think we're probably going to have to do for a long time to come. But anyway, she was making masks and she was donating them to healthcare workers and stuff, and then realized that there were people in her community that also didn't have masks. And so she created a giving tree, and every morning she goes out and hangs new masks on the tree and people can walk by and get one.
I love that so much.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
I love it.
That makes a lot more sense than the place in my neighborhood when I take my daily rage walk. It's one of the businesses that's closed down because it's a clothing store, but the woman has a wall of ribbons and asks people to take one. And I wasn't sure the purpose of that. I wish she was giving out masks instead of curly cute ribbons that nobody needs right now. Okay.
Why is she giving away ribbons?
I don't know. I'm going to take a picture of it next to
Please do.
Nude, Baroque, nipple showing mannequin plaster figures coming out of the side of her building.
Yeah, I need a picture.
Yeah, you're not going to believe it. Okay.
Okay. Jessica, how was your
How was
week?
your week? Oh, you know what? It was another week. Another week bleeding into next.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk about positive things because it's easy. I've been getting rageful. A lot of it's just because my knee hurts from sitting at my desk all day. I know I sound like I'm 80, but I'm not being tied to a desk. Even when I was at my office, I was up and down all day long. My knee has really been hurting from sitting too long. So I have made a point on my rage walk. I've had like such a progression. Either I'm doing it for speed or I'm on a mission to just get to point A back to point B because I know I've done my certain amount of steps. No, now I've been taking my walks a little bit slower. And I'm lit, folks. I don't care how cliche it is. I've been stopping to smell the roses. Okay. My neighborhood is filled with the fresh flowers and a lot of roses. And I stop and I smell them, and it's quite delightful. Okay.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've also really got very verklempt and teary because a lot of the people in my neighborhood, their kids have drawn and decorated their sidewalks.
Yes.
And so I'm going to post some pictures on our Instagram and Facebook. I got really emotional because I thought it was really sweet. I loved drawing with chalk on sidewalks in the street when I was a kid. So it made me very nostalgic. But the messages from kids, like telling obviously the adults and kids that can read that walk by, you can do it and don't give up and we're all in this together. And it was house after house that I saw doing this, and it really gave me great joy.
Yeah.
I also want to share something really quick that I saw this morning. And this is somebody that I know. Her name is Susan Salzman, and she's been posting all kinds of stuff of like how to cook from home and what to make with what you have in the fridge and different tips for all kinds of things. And today she posted 5 tips for working from home. The first one was plan your daily meals. Otherwise, you might gain back your freshman 15. Well, I think a lot of people are already.
I'm not too worried about that right now.
Number 2, focus on 3 things each day. Accomplish those, then add 3 more. Also, just so nobody feels bad, focus on 3 things. That could mean do a load of laundry or take a shower. I mean, I think most people can relate at this point. Sometimes just taking a shower, making dinner, and doing a load of laundry is all anyone can take, or one of the 3.
Yeah.
Utilize FaceTime, regardless if your hair is clean, you put on makeup, or your chin hairs are visible. So you can connect with people. Number 4, schedule activity, walk, yoga, clean the garage, argue with your people, anything that gets your heart rate up.
Oh.
And number 5, decompress. Wine, weed, Netflix, they all work. Pick your poison.
Oh, I love that.
So
you know,
thank you for those tips.
Yeah, that list thing really does work. I'm a list maker anyway, because I will say to myself, I literally did nothing today. Why am I so exhausted? And then if I write down everything I actually did, I'm like, oh my God, I was busy wall to wall today.
Yeah,
but so that kind of happened yesterday. I told Dan Tipton, I was like, I don't know why I am so exhausted. I am exhausted. He goes, Dana, you cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the toilet, did laundry, vacuumed all the floors, steam mopped all the floors, learned to play piano, and crocheted. I think you're fine. I was like, oh, I earned my tired. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of the amazing either of the 2 concerts this week that were on TV?
No, I didn't. I have not watched TV in so long.
Dana, I wish that you watched the concert that they did that Lady Gaga organized.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to be available online somewhere, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But man,
I bet it was great.
It was real hit or miss.
Oh, well, that's fun.
I first cried when Andrea Bocelli and Sion did the song Prayer, just like I bawled my eyes out at my friend Stephanie's wedding 14 years ago, I think. And her uncle had to pass his handkerchief all the way through the synagogue up to the front because I was the bridesmaid blubbering like a fool in front of everybody when the choir sang the prayer. And then I cried again when they sang it on this show.
You know what, Jessica? That wasn't your day. You should... You know that there was one angry woman out in the audience going, look at that woman. It is not her day.
That is hilarious. Well, I tell people that all the time. When I have been asked to speak at any, and I literally mean any function, it could be your kid doing a show and tell at kindergarten,
Mhm.
or it could be my father being honored for his service in his area with like different charitable organizations and whatnot. I cry my eyes out.
Mhm.
Okay. I
Me
cry more
too.
about happy things than I do sad things. And so I tell people, I'm like, well, if you're okay and you're going to be okay with your guests seeing a blubbering fool who you will probably not understand half of what I'm saying, then sure, have me speak at your function. But I'm like not the right person. I'm too emotional.
Yeah, I get emotional too. It's hard.
I cry at commercials.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Touch the feel of cotton.
Cotton.
The fabric of our lives. It's a black and white picture of a man holding his newborn baby and Aaron Neville singing in the background. I can't handle it.
I'll tell you what, right off the bat, great Aaron Neville impression. I knew immediately. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. It was good, Jessica.
I've worked on it for years. I'm not joking.
Ow.
I don't know much, but I know how to love you.
That's my harmony with Linda Ronstadt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let me be all I need to know. Oh my God. Mole.
Dagger tattoo on his cheek.
I know. Listen.
Rough and tough in the streets of New Orleans. Speaking of, if you are looking for something to watch, Dana and listeners, I highly recommend watching the documentary that came out about Linda Ronstadt. It's really good.
I saw that a while back and I wasn't sure I could handle it.
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's another thing where, like, yes, I think most of us of a certain generation know who she is, but
yeah,
until
young
you see
people
it,
don't.
then you don't realize how many songs that woman contributed to your life,
and how great her voice was, and how many amazing musicians and singers have such huge respect for her.
Absolutely.
Like, they love her. Her voice really was just pristine.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't she sing Blue Bayou?
Yes.
Going back one day, come what may, to Blue Bayou. Love it.
I love it.
I need to add some Ronstadt.
Did a lot with who? Who was the third one? It was her, Emmylou Harris, and
Dolly, right?
I don't know. Was it
Yeah,
Dolly?
I'm pretty sure it was Dolly. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were like the Pistol Annies before Pistol Annies existed.
Yeah.
I mean, super awesome.
It's great. Seriously. If you haven't seen that, watch that. And I'm going to give you another female documentary to check out if you haven't.
Okay.
RBG.
Sorry?
RBG. I mean, it came out last year, but it's incredible. Okay.
She's such a gem.
May we all be planking in our 80s.
And may we protect her as hard as we can.
Yes.
So that she never dies. Okay. Maybe that was too political. I watched a movie that is real rough, but real good. I never heard of it. Okay. You know Martin Freeman?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So he played the original, what's his name on The Office? Pam and Jim. Yeah. He played the British Jim. And then his career has just blown up. He's a phenomenal actor. In this movie, the subtlety and stuff. Anyway, it's called Cargo, and watch a trailer if you can. I'm not giving anything away, but it's a zombie movie. Okay. And he's trying to find someone to take care of his baby. He's going across Australia. It's so good.
It's a good draw. I mean, it's a zombie movie, but it's a drama.
It's it's a rough one, but it is so good. It's so good.
Okay.
And there are some bright moments in it and stuff. But then there's also this other young actress that plays, I don't know, she's probably like 12. So good. Like, everyone in it's great. It's really interesting. It's also, I'm one of those people that dives into the fear, so it's kind of a pandemic movie. But anyway, he is phenomenal. Shout out Martin Freeman. I'm sure you've been waiting for me to tell everyone how awesome you are, but you are. So that's a good one. one, Cargo. It's on Prime, I think, or Hulu, one of those.
It's so funny. My friend Jackie in Arizona loves Martin Freeman. I think he's her number one. So I'm gonna have to.
Then tell her, because I'll tell you what,
I'm writing it down right now.
he's pretty hot in this movie, and that's not a joke.
Hilarious. He
Everything
was also in Fargo. Yeah, one of the seasons of Fargo.
Oh, he may have been. I didn't watch that show.
It's great.
I know. I auditioned for that show so many times.
Ugh.
Sometimes when you audition for something a lot, it's hard to watch later because you just feel like rejected.
You mean like Modern Family for me?
Oh no! Just
kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not though. I get it.
I told you.
I know. All right. Well, should we go ahead and move into our rants?
Yes.
All right. You're up first, Jez.
Okay, so this is a lighthearted rant, but a rant nonetheless.
Same for me. Same. Yeah.
For people who've been working from home, I'm sure you are doing a combination of what my office has been doing, which is Zooms. We have like weekly check-ins, right? Or something major happens, we call for a Zoom. Like yesterday we had one, it was only 15 minutes long. Thank God it was just like in and out. We didn't have, sometimes people just want to talk. I get it, but it's like, please stop. Meeting's over. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of Zooms, and I'm still crying at people not being able to get on Zoom. I'm not making fun. It's just like they're on, we see them on screen, and then they're like looking around and they're looking at the computer and everybody's yelling, turn on your microphone.
Right.
Susan, turn on your microphone. Sending them a message through the Zoom message. Susan, turn on your microphone. Right. All of that kind of stuff. And people are still oblivious and not getting it. And then whatever.
I will say, I think this week I learned 4 different kinds of streaming apparatus. So I do get that some people are confused, but when you're only doing Zoom, like after the 3rd time, you should get it.
Just join the link. It's pretty
easy. Right?
So we've had that. Okay. That's not such a big deal. It's still funny. But the email factor. Okay. So we all know that tone is never really conveyed in email. Of course, we do have some people that like to talk in all caps.
Oh, no.
Unacceptable. Trust me, I'm tempted to do it on a daily basis. I don't.
No, it's 2020. Everybody knows you don't do that.
Yeah. The only time I do it is when I'm texting with Dana and I want to reiterate my point. Even if she's let me know that she's received it, I will say Dana and then write in caps and spell out what I'm trying to say to her again.
Yeah.
Like, tone can be hard, right? So we're really trying to do a little extra hand holding during this time. People are stressed, and it was a big change to get people to work from home from most companies. Most people were not working from home, right?
Right.
But my rant is stop taking things so personal. People make mistakes, including myself. We all make mistakes every day. Our top people are making mistakes, okay? And I say top meaning like the veterans who have been there for years and are like the top salespeople and whatever.
Right.
Just fix your mistake. You don't even have to acknowledge it if you don't want. Just let me know. I've reattached. Please check. Whatever. The amount of back and forth between people who get so defensive and don't want to be called out and insist that they weren't wrong when they were. I've even asked other people, my fellow management, can somebody take a second set of eyes to this? I want to make sure I'm not missing something. I've now gotten to the point where I say, I want to make sure I'm not crazy.
Right.
And they're like, no, it's completely wrong. And I'm like, thank you. Just wanted to make sure before I sent another email. And the amount of back and forth that it causes of now we've had 10 exchanges back and forth instead of you, Susie Q or Joe Schmo, just saying, sorry, got it.
Yeah.
I updated the order, or I will let them know, whatever it is. That's it.
And
now we
also,
can go on with our day.
There are 2 types of communicators too, be it text or email. I am a exclamation point, smiley face, sometimes emoticons, but definitely, or emojis, but definitely like at least a colon parenthetical, which is a smiley face. And I try to level out my exclamation points. So I'll put a couple of just periods and then like 2 2 exclamation points. And then the final thing is like, and I miss you, 3 exclamation points, right?
Fine.
There's those types of people, and we annoy the other type of person, which is Dan Tipton. He is a producer, so he is very short and to the point. Like
Yes,
we legit have fought, and I had to make a rule: don't ever answer me with K.
I hate that.
Don't answer with K. You might as well say F you. And that's how I feel.
At least say okay.
Okay. You couldn't type the O? You're too busy to push an O?
I actually know a few people who write KK. That puts me over the edge even more.
KK? What does that mean?
I don't know. And I'm sure they're probably like KK. Like, okay, still too much trouble to ask you to add the O. If I write okay to someone, I always follow it up with okay, comma, will do. Or
will
okay,
do.
got it.
Okay, got it.
Thanks.
Yes. You know what Dan Tipton will do? He'll respond like this. Copy.
What is he? Truck driver on his CB radio? Breaker 19. I'm looking for cotton candy. Copy.
No. It's unacceptable. We need to find a balance because
Also, I will think of your husband as such a scholarly gentleman. I am quite frankly shocked at his curt texting.
Yeah, and it's because he's a producer, because they're on set and they're running around and they're trying to get helicopters and and they all talk like that. If I got half the texts that he gets for work, I would be crying every day. And like when we're on email chains together, like with friends, I have said to him before, you need to ease up your tone. Like this isn't.
Oh my god,
this doesn't work. I don't know in his field. I don't know how they don't all hate each other because now I sound like the people that you're mad at because I'm like it hurts.
He's a middle-aged lady drinking a glass of wine, and it says, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Yeah, exactly. Ain't nobody got time to push that O.
Oh God! Well, you know what?
You're right.
I wish that my coworkers would just get to a point of saying K. I'll take that over a 10 email exchange where they finally acquiesce to saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You were right. I've redone it. Thank you." Ugh. And I just tried to verbally give you the face emoji that they give me. It's the one with the teeth where you're like, "Oh, good."
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, gotten a lot of those back in response to our 20 emails when it just had to be 2.
It's like the most unfunny bit email chain. Or remember when we have talked before about our comedian friends? You cannot start texting or emailing with comedians because it'll never stop. No. That's what is happening with people working at home now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, I'm sorry, Jessica.
It's okay. I've taken it to the point of laughing now. Like Alan came in, he goes, "Oh, who are you talking to?" I'm like, "Nobody." He goes, "Oh, what are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I've just chosen to laugh today instead of getting angry. So I'm laughing at everything that happens."
No, you've just snapped. You've just lost it. Well, I brought an equally... Well, I don't want to say that because I don't want to insult you.
Yeah, you can say trite. It is.
I brought a very trite rant, but it really, really bristled my feathers.
Oh.
So I keep myself very busy during the day just because I'll go crazy if I don't. Like one day this week.
Same.
So I'm such an idiot. I do this at least once or twice a year. So I'm lactose intolerant now. And this happened about 3 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks because I love milk, but I do lactate and all that stuff. And I drink lactate milk. Like,
does it taste sort of the same?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never had it. That's why I'm curious.
To me, I cannot tell a difference. Maybe it's because I've been doing it for so long, but it's sweet. It's cold. Like, I love it.
Great.
But Dan Tipton had bought some cans of potato soup. Mm-hmm. And then he added cheddar cheese and crackers. And it was delicious. So I ate a whole can without taking any medicine. I was down for the count next day. The only reason I got up for the most part was to run to the toilet. Like, that's a lot of information.
No, that does a doozer on you, especially if you haven't had it even a month is all it takes.
I mean, it's painful. Your stomach cramps. You feel like you need to die. So anyway, I did that, which is really dumb. But I keep myself busy during the day. And then at night, I'll watch. I told you I've been watching Golden Girls, Married with Children, King of the Hill, like just some old classic revisit fun stuff. Well, here's my rant, Jessica. So we have a friend named Josh DuBose. We used to write together, he and I. Hilarious. He's the one that we talk like this. Yeah, that's what he sounds like. And that's not even a joke.
Nah, he's not even trying to put it on. That's just his voice.
That's just his voice. In fact, you guys probably don't believe us. I feel like we should have him record something.
I do too. Or you can just listen to a character on South Park.
He's a great guy. This is all out of love.
It is.
And also, if he knew we were talking about him, he would be so stoked.
He'd be ecstatic and he'd offer to take his shirt off for everybody.
He'd be like, do you want me to come on the show? So he used to own a transcription business and we were writing partners and I needed a little extra cash. And so I worked for him and we would transcribe. Specifically, what we did most was red carpet events, press junkets for movies coming out, stuff like that. So that journalists could write articles from it and make quotes and stuff like that. Well, to me, the same kind of work is subtitles on shows and things that you watch. You know, you can choose to have subtitles. Well, usually when I'm watching, I'm trying to be quiet because Henry's sleeping or it's late at night or Dan Tipton's in the same bed with me. So I try to have it on very low. And then I do a combination of lip reading and I put on subtitles in case there's something I can't understand. Jessica, these transcription people, I don't know if it's an app or a program they're using, but they're taking some liberties and it made me mad.
Liberties?
Oh, yeah.
Foreign language to English or vice versa?
No. Specifically, Golden Girls and King of the Hill, I noticed this on. Okay.
Excuse me? Two of the best shows ever on television?
Thank you for knowing that, Jessica. So, like, for example, if Dorothy said, I'm going to walk across the room and pick up that sweater for Ma. Okay, let's say that's what she said. The subtitles might say, I'm going to get a sweater. No, that is unacceptable. Don't you take words away from Dorothy? Also,
that is unacceptable.
Also, I need to hear the full sarcasm from Ma.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but writers take a lot of time to write that stuff and the performers are performing it the right way. Do not, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't get lazy.
Paraphrase.
Don't you paraphrase subtitles for a show because what if I don't laugh where I'm supposed to? Then we all lose.
It also throws off, especially for a comedy, it throws off the comedic timing. And you know who I learned that from? I mean, this is another callback to Modern Family. I learned that from Alan Hooper.
Oh, really?
A casting associate at Modern Family, as you well know.
Yeah.
He was very adamant about that. And I took several classes with him over the years. And he would always tell people, he goes, let me tell you something. He goes, I don't know where people learn what they learn. Or obviously every office operates differently.
Right.
He said, for our office, do not paraphrase, do not add words, do not eliminate words.
Yeah.
Because you adding a or a the or a and all that just ruined or threw off the line or that paragraph or that whole thing. Just like taking it away may have removed the comedic timing or the meaning or the emphasis. And he was right. And he said, I'm sorry, we are by the book. And he said, writers write and actors act. He said, this is not an improvised show.
Right.
If you are ever asked on a set and told, hey, let's try another, he's like, go for it.
Sure.
He said, and because of that, and I know some places are much more loose or some actors act real loosey-goosey. I never did because of him saying that. It just always kind of stuck with me. And I was like, ugh.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, he is right. There's especially on Modern Family, obviously I worked on that show. It was very rare that anything was improvised or added or anything. Now, I've also worked on other shows like Veep and, Curb Your Enthusiasm that were meant, Reno 911, that were meant for improvising, but you find that out. You know what I mean?
Well, of course.
And like even Bridesmaids, we would shoot one for script and then one a little looser and then
Yep.
one like, do whatever you want. Let's see what we discover. Now, not everybody has that time and luxury. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to know where you are, which brings me back to person typing out the words. What if I couldn't read lips and I thought that the episode where Dorothy thought her daughter was pregnant, but she wasn't. She just came to tell her that her husband cheated on her and then she got back with him and it upset Dorothy. What if all of that was confused for me? And I was like, well, I don't know what's going on. I guess Dorothy got a koala bear. I don't know. I'm trusting you to lead me through this story, you psycho.
I don't need any paraphrasing, especially when she's talking to her ex-husband, Stanley Zbornak, okay?
And you know Stanley was there because she had a lot to say about Stanley cheating too.
What if subtypes gave you 3 options? One was the original way the writers wrote it. The second was actor's choice. And the third was just straight up improvised. Including the crew. Maybe they had the sound on, maybe they didn't. Whatever they were feeling at that moment.
At that moment. Jessica, I swear to God, you just came up with Golden Girls Choose Your Own Adventure. I can't.
We should be so lucky.
Right?
You know what? If it wasn't so perfectly written, I would say let's patent that today and get on the train. But we don't need to because it was written perfectly. That's why I need to know the address of whoever did the transcription so I can send them a letter, an angry one.
You know, here in Los Angeles, Drew Droege and a bunch of people, they were doing readings of the scripts. Not changing the words because they're so brilliant. Golden Girls, I know it makes me sound like such an old woman, but that show was so ahead of its time. It still is. It's completely relevant to today. It's hilarious. And it's such a classic example of an excellent sitcom.
I totally agree.
It was so good.
And I still can't believe that the original casting was Betty White as Blanche and Rue McClanahan as Rose.
Isn't that insane?
It is. And whoever decided to do that switcheroo, may we thank you and praise you to the high heavens. If I
could hear a Betty White Rose monologue about some Swedish thing she did every day, it would make me a happy person.
The best.
Also, George Clooney, very young George Clooney was on an episode I saw yesterday, and the day before that, a teeny tiny Mario Lopez.
On Golden Girls?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fun to see who kind of pops in and out, and then also like character actors that you're like, where'd they go? I've never heard of them or seen them before in my life, and they booked Golden Girls. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, do not mess with the words that I'm reading on the screen.
By the way, just one more quick Golden Girls aside. One of my favorite gifts ever was given to me by my husband this past holiday season. He gave me the Golden Girls magnet set. So you can just put the magnets wherever, but it did come with a setup that's reversible. One's of their kitchen.
Nice.
And the other is of the outdoor lanai, you know, where they would sometimes sit and have a cocktail.
Yes.
So you can set up full scenes like adult color forms.
It's amazing. Not to mention, it's such an amazing time capsule of like that color palette from that time in Florida. It's incredible. And I love that you mentioned the kitchen because I also love that in most episodes at some point they're like, let's go eat some cake. It's like cheesecake, 11 o'clock at night. They all of them go sit in the kitchen and eat cheesecake together. Yes, I am woman. Hear me roar.
Oh, God.
But this subtitle issue is not just Golden Girls. That's just where that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
Well, you also said King of the Hill, and I don't want to think about any of Hank's words being left out when he's talking to Bobby.
Oh, God. And I'll tell you what, one of them was so blatant. Literally, somebody said something like, oh, I don't think that would have mattered. And the subtitle said, ow, that hurt. Don't touch me. And I'm not making that up. That's when I lost my mind. I literally rewound it to watch that.
Beyond taking dramatic liberties.
Ow, that hurt. Don't touch me. Nothing like that was said.
Unacceptable.
And the thing is, someone did touch that person. So they just made that up in their mind based off of the visual. I was so angry. I'm sweating right now. We have to take a cleansing breath.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, guys.
Only 97 degrees. Get in that nice, hot, humid air.
Oh my god. All right, guys. We're gonna blow out all this bad
Yes.
and fill up with good. Rants are back. They may be ridiculous, but they came full force today.
That's right.
Okay, let's take a deep breath in. And Jessica,
Yes,
do you feel better?
I do.
Do you still need to get out that yawn that almost came out when you were taking a breath?
Yeah.
You are a yawner. I like it. It's good for you. Okay, we're going to move into corners. Jess, you're up first. I think you have a kids are amazing corner.
I do. Okay, so this really caught my eye. This happened earlier this month, and it is about a 16-year-old pilot. TJ Kim can't play lacrosse. COVID-19 took the sport away, and at age 16, he can't drive alone. But Kim can fly. And he's turned his flying lessons into missions of mercy, bringing desperately needed supplies to rural hospitals in need.
Amazing.
Love it. Each week, he carries gloves, masks, gowns, and other equipment to small hospitals. When he made his first delivery on March 27th to a 25-bed hospital in Luray, Virginia, he was taken aback by the reception. They kind of conveyed to me that they were really forgotten about. Everyone was wanting to send donations to big city hospitals, he said. Every hospital is hurting for supplies, but it's the rural hospitals that really feel forgotten. Like high school students across the country, Kim was disheartened when school and activities were shut down to slow the spread of the coronavirus. In TJ's case, the shutdown ended his lacrosse season before it ever really got started. Kim, 16, a sophomore at Landon School in Bethesda, Maryland, brainstormed with his family in McLean, Virginia about ways to keep active and to serve the community while he had the time. They settled on Operation SOS, Supplies Over Skies. The most recent, isn't that a great
That's so cute.
acronym?
Yes.
I know. The most recent flight carried 3,000 gloves, 1,000 head covers, 500 shoe covers, 50 non-surgical masks, 20 pairs of protective eyewear, and 10 concentrated bottles of hand sanitizer to Winchester to help supply a hospital in nearby Woodstock.
Hell yeah.
The goal, I love it. The goal, he said, is to make deliveries to all 7 rural hospitals in Virginia defined as critical access hospitals. The flights will become progressively longer. If all goes according to plan, the final flight would take him to Clintwood in far southwest Virginia. Now, get this, Dana.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any relation. Kim's flight instructor, Dave Powell,
Oh, wow.
said he was blown away when his student first proposed the project, especially since he knew how disappointed TJ had been with the cancellation of lacrosse. For TJ to be more concerned with the needs of others in his melancholy state just reiterated to me how amazing this young man is, Powell said. Kim's father, Thomas, has helped round up supplies, the hardest part of the operation, according to his son. It was Thomas who bought TJ a flying lesson for his 15th birthday. He fell in love with the sky. After I landed, all I could think about was going back up, said TJ, who hopes to attend the Naval Academy and ultimately become a pilot.
That is so cool.
I love it.
I mean,
Again, very selfless act and
Yes.
an amazing way for a very active teenager to get to do something productive with his time.
I love
and
it.
Enjoy doing it while helping others.
Yeah. I mean, those supplies are so needed. It's really incredible. What's his name again?
His name is TJ Kim.
I love it.
I know that was a little weird. The article kept going back and forth between TJ and Kim, made it sound like 2 different people, but his name is TJ Kim.
I love it. Thank you.
It's so sweet.
Thank you, TJ.
I know. And also brings up a great point about the rural hospitals.
Ugh.
Because I'm sorry, yes, every state has major cities, but the majority, well, I shouldn't say that. A lot of our states' populations around the country are in the major cities, but the rest of the state is more rural. And there's tiny hospitals everywhere that need supplies and are serving the people who live there, whether they're farmers or not, but I'm thinking about all the farmers around the country.
Oh yeah.
People that work and take care of our national and state parks.
Listen,
Anything.
I
The
just
list
saw
is endless.
an article that I couldn't read because sometimes I'm just not in the frame of mind. So I check the news in the morning and in the evening so that I'm not ignorant, but that it's also not bringing
All
me
day.
down.
Same.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
So I saw an article headline this morning that said, this town's hospital has 3 nurses. They are also the janitors. Like, that's what some communities are dealing with. You know what I mean? It's scary because they don't have high population areas. And this is not something that any of us were prepared for.
Right.
Unfortunately. Hindsight being 2020. Anyway, I love that TJ is doing that. That's a really great story. Thank you for bringing that.
Yeah.
My corner is more of a, I don't know exactly. It made me laugh, although I do think it could be traumatic on the child's psyche. But I don't know what to call this corner. I called it a ha 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 corner.
Is that with a question mark at the end?
Because it made me laugh. But as a parent, I'm like, I get it, but oosh.
Oh
So here's the headline. Father gives son embarrassing haircut to make sure he doesn't sneak out. Now, y'all know this is from my favorite, Oddity Central by Spooky. The category on this is not news this time. It's funny, that's the category, which is why I said ha ha ha.
Oh my God.
Okay. A Filipino father came up with an ingenious way of keeping his young boy in the house during, I'm assuming that means his son, I hope, not his young boy, in the house during the recently issued lockdown due to the rapidly spreading COVID-19 pandemic. The novel coronavirus continues to spread around the world, and the Philippines is no exception. As in most other places, the government has enforced social distancing program that requires citizens to isolate themselves in their own homes and go out as little as possible. However, enforcing this type of lockdown isn't as simple as you might think, especially when dealing with young children used to spending most of their time playing outside with friends. But to their credit, some parents are coming up with some creative solutions. So we'll post a picture of this. I'll send it to Jessica. This little boy, what do you think he looks like? Maybe 10 or 11, maybe?
He looks younger.
Okay. Well, anyway, his dad shaved the whole top of his head. So it looks like he is an old bald man with full...
It looks like George Costanza.
Yes, with full
Filipino
sights.
George Costanza.
With full sights of hair. And the child is crying. I know that's not funny. It's not funny. But he looks funny. And you know what? That's right. He ain't going out to see anybody looking like that. No way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I think it's so funny because it reminds me of when my mom grounded my middle sister from her curling iron, and it was during the time of the Big Bangs.
Okay, she still had hair and she just couldn't spray it with hairspray, correct?
Jessica, get on board. Her hair was flat. That was devastating. We're talking about the times when some grown girls, like teenage girls, had hair so big that they had to shrink their school pictures till their faces looked like little tiny mice to get their whole hairdo into the picture. So I think it was the only thing my parents ever did to my middle sister that she cared the least bit about. She was devastated.
Was this kid trying to sneak out of the house?
Apparently, yes. He was trying to go out and hang out with his friends.
I'm not down with people doing things that traumatizing, but if the kid just refused, and he's way too young to be sneaking out. Yeah. Because it didn't physically harm him.
No.
I guess it could still mentally harm them. But seriously,
you know what, though?
I get it. I understand tough love. I do. When parents don't know what to do anymore, they're like, well, I've asked, I've screamed, I've tried to ground them, and they don't listen.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Shave their head.
really out of
I mean,
control.
honestly, I also read another article. This is why I have to limit my news. I also read another article that said basically all of our children what is happening right now will be considered a childhood trauma because their normal routines are
Right.
broken. So they don't have school, they don't have socializing to learn their social cues and things like that. So, I mean, honestly, our kids are already effed up. So we might as well shave their head.
You know what? You did bring up a good point. We'll leave this on a nice note
Mhm.
for our corners. This episode will come out the Tuesday after it airs, but hopefully, surely you guys can look it up somehow online these days. Most things you can find after they've aired.
Mhm.
This Sunday at 9 a.m.
Mhm.
is a special with Sesame Street that is being aired on CNN.
Oh,
And it's the Sesame Street characters talking directly to kids about what's going on right now,
that's
explaining
amazing.
about COVID.
That is
So
amazing. Look it
please
up.
look for that and watch it with your child. I told my stepmother about it. She's a kindergarten teacher.
There is also
Spread the word.
so our nanny, who's also my friend, she's like family now. I don't,
Mhm.
but anyway, she works with Henry. So we have a pact together. She doesn't go anywhere, we don't go anywhere, but we can go to each other's houses. We haven't been to hers yet just because I get freaked out about Henry being away from me, but she comes over here and she's been helping him with his schoolwork and it's been really good for him. And we've definitely had to be careful about what we say. So she read, there's a book out there circulating that a school teacher made that is digital and you can read it. And it's about the coronavirus for kids. So I actually took some video, honestly, of her reading it to him because it was so crazy to me, but it was also sweet and cute. And he had a lot of questions. So it was very informative. But we also, I will say, this is kind of sad and kind of cute at the same time, but it's a really good reminder to be careful about what you're saying around, especially children, but honestly, anybody right now, because we're sensitive. So my nanny said something about, oh my gosh, if you do that, you're going to die. And it was a joke. Like it was just exaggeration of words. It wasn't even anything deadly or whatever.
Right.
But he heard that and he's been hearing about Corona and he's not going to school and all these things. And he said, Mommy, you're going to die? And, he had asked me that in the very beginning anyway, are you going to die? And I said, no, honey, we were just joking. It was a bad choice of words, whatever. But for 2 days that plagued him for real. And the next day he gave me a hug and he said softly, I will do anything for you not to die.
I can't.
I will die first, Mommy, which made me want to bawl. And I was like, honey, we are fine. You don't have, that's so sweet. You don't have to say that, but he's trying so hard to to understand what's going on. So I honestly check out that Sesame Street if you've got kids.
Yes.
Check out that book. I'll get it from Kira and we'll put a link to that too. It's good for our children to be informed. They have to be informed. We can't hide this from them because our whole way of life is changing. We just have to be really careful about how we present it to them. So in saying all of that, maybe this man shouldn't have shaved that kid's head.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's understatement of the year.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move into our raves, some more positive.
Hilarious.
But still, I'm going to send you that picture. I'll let you decide whether or not you want to post it. It is pretty funny. I mean, I'm sorry. I really am sorry, you guys. We're trying to find happiness anywhere. I'm a bad person. I get it.
Like I said, I want to be so mad, but I'm going to have faith that it was a last resort because their kid just wouldn't listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also he looks small and it looks like maybe you need to install a chain lock that's higher than he can reach, Cat. Yeah. Like a hotel door.
Oh, good idea.
Let him try to get out of that.
I mean, try that before you shave his head, I guess, is what we're saying.
Have me come over and babysit. I can assure you he won't be trying
He won't be going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to eat his dinner, not what he wants to eat. He's going to eat his dinner. And if he doesn't, it'll sit there until the next day when he wants to eat it. Uh-huh.
But what if he doesn't want to go night-night?
Then I'm going to have to call for backup.
Oh, God. What's your backup?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Never run into it.
Yeah.
Always worked. I was a great babysitter. Parents always asked me, how did you get them to do that? I said, it was pretty simple. I said, you can either do that and then watch a movie with me and your sister or not. It's your choice.
Yeah.
They
What
always
if
chose the
what
other
if
choice.
Oh, I got it. Do you think it's
They
because
chose to eat it.
do you think you're
Mean,
booming? Do you think they-
intimidating,
yes.
the look on my face, the tone
And
of my voice.
you're
Sure,
so
maybe.
tall. And
Mhm.
they were like, "Oh my God, it's Gulliver's Travels!" Ah! I mean,
Maybe.
to a child, you must look 500 feet tall.
Yes.
You're so
I'm aware of it.
I
Even your
wish I
dog
was.
is scared of me. I try to get down low when I meet a child or a small dog. Lower my voice.
I'm so jealous. I would love to be tall.
Yeah. I mean, I hated it when I was a kid, but now I wish I was like 3 inches taller. So go figure.
Oh my God. If you were 3 inches taller,
Yeah.
you couldn't fit through a doorway.
I know.
The view must be amazing.
It
Okay.
is, but I have stepped on small animals before because of it.
Yeah, but
They
I
get
do that
upset.
too, and I'm tiny. I mean, it happens. Let's also correct that statement. Not
Yeah.
everything about me is tiny, unfortunately.
Stop it.
That's true.
Nothing about me is tiny.
All right, let's move into our raves. Yeah?
All right.
Excited. You first.
So I got this rave. I was telling Dana about this before in our quarantine dump. Okay.
That sounds
Virtual
gross.
green rooms. I know. Let's just say the virtual green room.
Well, on StreamYard, we've been using StreamYard. It says backstage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So our
Exactly.
backstage dump.
That also sounds vile, and I don't appreciate it. Go to a public bathroom before you come into my theater. Do you understand me? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody wants you pooping in a theater bathroom.
Oh my God. So I found this rave from watching something through Verizon. I'm a Verizon subscriber, if you will. My husband and I are on Verizon.
Yeah, me too.
But I think this might be a service that you could look up. I get like texts from them, so I just clicked the link. But definitely look this up. They're doing it twice a week. It's called Pay It Forward Live, and they are having different artists speak and or perform from home. It was really delightful to watch. I tuned in for the first time this week. They also are like, I don't know if this is every week, but I know they're trying to support small businesses in general and to help keep things going, which is very cool of a huge corporation like them to do that.
Yeah.
So like this week, they said, tell us that you're listening and local businesses you're supporting. So like I tweeted at them, and I'm not a big tweeter, but I tweeted at them because it was through Twitter where they were posting and tagged some of my favorite local businesses, and like people liked it and retweeted it. So that was nice, like for them to see that we're spreading the love about them, right?
Yeah.
So this week, the live concert was Billy and Phineas Eilish from their home. It was fantastic. Phineas was playing the piano. That's her brother.
I mean, she's fantastic, but can we just say her brother's a genius?
He's amazing. He's produced all of her stuff. He's the one that kind of
made
got
her
started with this.
Don't get me wrong. She's extremely talented, but he made her image, like who she is, her sound. He's a genius. And
something that's cool for like, also because it seems like overnight success, which it really kind of was. She blew up from her brother posting
from
her song to SoundCloud purely as an easy way to get it to her teacher, and then they woke up the next day and it had 100,000 downloads or whatever.
Yeah. What was that first song? Ocean Eyes? Was that the first one? Yeah.
So they seem very down to earth and very humble for people that became multimillionaires. They both, I think, still live at home with their parents.
Yeah,
I just always see them palling around in the living room, and mom walks by, and I just think that's cool and kind of refreshing.
Absolutely.
So like halfway through the concert, Billy started talking about her mom. She's like, my mom has been wanting to be helpful and find a thing to mom, get in here. It was really cute. And her mom was very shy, but they called in their mother and we're talking about a new way that her mom came up with to help support local businesses, restaurants in particular, and also feed first responders. Maggie Baird, mom to vegan Grammy Award-winning singer Billie Eilish, and her music producer brother Phineas Baird, is helping supply plant-based food to hospitals, shelters, and first responders across Los Angeles and New York City. Together with a number of organizations, including Conscious Cleanup and Eat Drink Vegan, Baird has created Support and Feed. The idea behind the initiative is that citizens can simultaneously support vegan businesses during the coronavirus pandemic, as well as key workers on the front lines.
Wow.
Under lockdown measures, restaurants are not permitted to serve food unless it is through takeaway services. To support struggling eateries, customers can choose from a list of vegan restaurants. The list includes By Chloe, Crossroads Kitchen, Pura Vida, and Donut Friend. I got to stop you right there. Donut Friend will change your life.
I don't know
their
it.
Donuts are so good. And they even have a bacon donut that, of course, you know me, I had to confront them when I saw them at a pop-up food truck thing before COVID. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I love you guys. And I'm not vegan. I do eat vegan and I'm going to buy your stuff anyways. But your donuts are not vegan, right? I mean, you have a bacon donut, for crying out loud. And he goes, we're 100% vegan. And that bacon is made from coconut.
What?
It's incredible. They're in Highland Park. If you live in Los Angeles, run, don't walk to Donut Friend or get a delivery from them. It's life-changing. I've brought them to the office. I've brought them to friends. It's so good, I can't even go there, okay? I digress.
Yum.
Yep, you would love it. It says, then they place an order online or over the phone, clearly stating that they would like to do so under the Support and Feed initiative. Over the coming week, each of the restaurants will build up orders. Conscious Cleanup will step in to coordinate collection and delivery to each of the donation centers. 8 major LA hospitals are included in the initiative, 3 food shelters, 5 housing and women's shelters, 2 senior centers, and 2 police departments are also included. Support and Feed are working to add more organizations to groups in need.
Wow.
So again, you're supporting these restaurants. All of the little restaurants are really struggling. They really are.
So many here in Los Angeles have already closed their doors forever.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking.
I've been like really limiting my grocery shopping, just to not be going out all the time. Obviously, we're not supposed to be, but I don't want to go every few days or more than once. I mean, I already didn't want to go more than once a week if I had to in regular times.
Right.
But I have to go this weekend because we've just kind of eked ourselves dry of fresh goods. I have enough pasta for the next year. Pasta and but like seriously, I need fresh produce. But last night we picked up from a local restaurant. I was just like, I don't want to cook anything. Can I just, I'm going to order something to go. And I asked the guy when I picked up, how are you guys doing? He goes, we're doing. I said, well, trust me, I wish I could eat out every day, but we can't. But we are trying once a week to get takeout to support a local business and just take a break from cooking. And he was like, thank you so much. And it was really good, by the way, to just come home and open up a bag and eat a hot meal and not cook and clean for 2 hours.
Yeah. And they're saying that as long as you get rid of the cartons and bag and all of the containers, if you order out, it should be fine. So just in case you're worried.
Gloves, opened it, literally took a utensil, scooped it out, put it directly on the plate. Everything went in the trash.
Yeah.
Washed me hands and we ate.
Yeah.
And it was delightful.
Yeah, I bet. That's really lovely that Billie Eilish's mom has started that.
I know. And they're really vegan. I mean, again, we're not pushing a vegan agenda or whatever, but
I wish I had the willpower to be vegan.
I saw, in this article, I see a video of Billy standing in front of Crimsey's.
Oh, really?
The vegan Cajun restaurant, but you said you're allergic to Cajun.
I am allergic to Cajun, but I will tell you, I can't remember if I shared this with you or not, but my friend Thomas and I, who is also your friend, before this all happened, we actually went to Veggie Grill.
It's really good.
I really loved it. My only complaint was that it was pretty expensive. It was pricey, but it was completely vegan and very delicious. I enjoyed it immensely. And I'm not eating piggies. That's why the idea of a vegan bacon donut sounds incredible to me.
Yeah, you would love it.
It sucks so bad that piggies are delicious.
Mhm.
But, you know, I'm not doing it. I probably taste delicious. I don't know, but I don't want somebody eating me.
Oh my God.
Okay.
What's your rave?
My rave, it's a quick one, but it's really sweet and really important, I think.
Yeah.
So we talked about how our kids are not in school right now and how that's tough on them. And, you know, even my own son, he really misses his teacher. And also Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up. So maybe by the time this comes out, it might actually be Teacher Appreciation Week. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I want to mention one more time. I got this article from inspiremore.com, but Jessica and I get daily emails from Inspire More. We signed up. It's completely free. They send you an email every day that is just inspirational, good news stories. I love it so much. And I think if you didn't want to do it before because you're like, I don't have time for that, it'll clutter up my email, now's a wonderful time to do it because we can all use uplifting things. Yeah. It's free. Just sign up, give them your email, and they'll send you an email. They don't sell your information, whatever. It's just all goodness. So that's where this came from. It's by Ashley Ziegler. She's a writer at Inspire More. Elementary teachers create epic video message to make students smile. Teachers and students around the world are still adjusting to the idea that schools are closed for the foreseeable future. That's why Amanda Thiel, a music teacher at KW Barrett Elementary, came up with an idea to boost the morale. Of course, she never could have guessed how many people the fun compilation video would inspire. So this is her. I'll show you a picture. We can post that if we want. So, and she's holding up a sign that says, Miss, what's her name, loves you. Barrett. Sorry. No, Miss Thiel. Sorry. I'm the worst. Wow. Anyway, in it, we see many of the school's teachers holding up signs for their students while they sing and dance to I'm Still Standing by Taron Egerton. But that's an Elton John song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they used a different artist maybe because they were afraid it would get pulled down. But what I do know is that Elton John retweeted their video.
Aww.
Isn't that amazing? So let's see.
Maybe he wished they sang in place of him during that One World concert.
Jessica, this is raves. This is positive.
Dana, I'm Still Standing is my favorite Elton John song, and he butchered his own song in that video. And I took video of it on my phone. I'll share it with you.
Please do. I wish people could have seen you do that. You terrified me.
They're going to see the Elton John clip that I put up, so don't worry.
This is a quote from Amanda. I chose the song I'm Still Standing because I wanted something that would boost morale for my coworkers, but also to show the students. Even though we're not in the same building with them, we're always there for them. We're really missing them right now. Not only was the remote project fun for the school's employees, but it also brought huge smiles to their students' faces. One fifth grader said, "This is the happiest I've felt for 3 weeks." Aww. Better still, they brought joy to people outside their community. As the uplifting clip circulated across the internet, it somehow made its way to Elton John, who retweeted it and took it to a whole new level. So yeah, there's on his Twitter. They showed a picture of it. While the viral fame has been exciting, these teachers just wanted to encourage their students during an uncertain time. Great job, KW Barrett Elementary. Watch the adorable dance video below and share it with anyone. So yeah, we can post a link to that too if we want to. It's really cute. It's literally just an entire video of teachers with their pets, with their kids, with their spouses, holding up signs, telling students they miss them, they love them, and dancing too. I'm still standing better than I ever did.
I thought that video was sexy when I was a kid.
I don't think I've ever seen the video. I better look it up. I could use some sexy.
It was from like the early days of MTV, and he has a different pair of glasses, and it has like a whole row of people lined up on the beach, and their legs are like can girls like coming out
cool
of behind umbrellas. Another little trivia fact: Bruno from Dancing with the Stars. Do you know who Bruno is?
Of course, yes.
Bruno is in that video. Okay,
really?
Mm-hmm. He's one of the dancers.
How about that? That is interesting trivia, huh? Well, I just want to thank all of the teachers out there. You guys are all of you are going above and beyond, and it's so appreciated. I saw one.
Absolutely.
I saw one story this week where a little girl was having a really hard time and she missed her teacher. Her teacher had 3 kids of her own. She was busy. You know, she took the time to come over to that little girl's house and sit 6 feet away from her in the driveway, read her stories. They sang songs together, and then she went home. Like, these teachers are incredible, and they don't listen. Don't get me started. They don't get paid enough. They're not appreciated enough.
No.
Ugh. Anyway, they do it because they love our children. How freaking lucky are we? That's our future, you know? Anyway, thank you to all of the teachers out there. We know you're going above and beyond. We know you have lives and families, and we appreciate it so much.
Totally.
Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
I got to tell you, you know, we've mentioned this on the show the last couple of weeks. It's been hard to make positive, uplifting show, even though there's so much amazing stuff going on. We're also in a weird time. It's all COVID related. We wanted to do a few things that weren't COVID. So, and I feel like this week we kind of found our new groove a little bit.
I do too.
I really enjoyed this, and I enjoy you, Jessica.
Me too. I enjoy you so much. And honestly, I think it was maybe Sunday. This last week, we put on makeup and we did 2 shows together and just dug in and made ourselves do it. And it really, I don't know, maybe that was like a turning point, but I'm glad. I really miss you. I said that before, but I really miss being in person with you. It's so weird, but I'm very, very happy that we are at least able to look at each other on the computer, if nothing else.
Thank God for technology.
And for everyone else who keeps it going. Oh, I'm going to give another shout out to part of our pod squad. I have 2 shout outs to give.
Oh, yes.
Again, one of the ladies, Deborah from Spark My Interest, who delivered lemons to me. Oh my
Meyer
God.
lemon.
I love you from her Meyer lemon tree, where I'm not joking. The lemons are bigger than my hand. Okay.
Yeah, they're huge.
It's normally you'd think, oh, they're so big, they're not going to be sweet. No, you have never, I could squeeze it directly into my mouth. You've never had a better lemon. You literally made like my month, because I'm going to eke those out, and I don't care if they rot. I'm still going to use them. Okay. The lemons lasted me last time a good month. So thank you so much for your generosity. I can't thank you enough. So also, don't forget about our ladies at Spark My Interest. We love them. Also, to our friends at Welcome to the Fam podcast, who have been continuing to record as well during these times.
They have fun social media too. You guys, they have really fun social media.
They're posting their mom's recipes from childhood, which are all very easy to make, I have to say. I'm
sound incredible.
Very impressed. Yes. Yeah. And so thank you for what you're doing. They shouted us out last week. We're shouting you guys out again. Thank you so much. We love you girls. They are on the East Coast. They are in North Carolina. Also do a ton of stuff in their community.
Amazing. I've never met them in person, and I'm just so in love with them.
Yeah. I said we're also giving a shout out to one of their older sisters, Ash. So she is fighting the fight. She's always working as a nurse, but during these crazy times. So we are sending love to all of you.
I also want to give a huge shout out. It's another part of our pod squad. I am an occasional guest, but an advice giver on That's Gold with Steve Heitner, Rich Johnson and Steve Heitner. I guest on there, and Lisa Johnson, Rich's daughter, who also is involved in the country, sent Jessica a really nice mic and icicle so that we could get better sound from home. So hopefully this is going to sound a lot better.
I'm mortified. Thank you for
don't be mortified.
Yes, because I was raving about it to you, and I was all excited setting it up. Lisa, you are a dream.
Yes. No, that's the truth. You were so excited. Like, we're so grateful. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's Gold with Steve Heitner. It's dude oriented. I'm also working with Lisa on a children's podcast that should be coming out soon called Imagination. Awesome. So anyway, thank you so much for that equipment. They're so good to us and so supportive, and we appreciate it immensely. Jessica.
Dana.
I got a couple of things.
Okay.
I like to do a weekly point to ponder, just give you something to think about, something like that. So I've got a couple of things this week. I'm going to play us out on something that I actually got through Inspire More, but it's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. But I also do like to give you guys something to think about. So did you know that Pringles are not potato chips?
No.
They are not. And in fact, if you look at their packaging, they are not allowed to say chip on their packaging because they are not thinly sliced potatoes. They are mashed up fake potatoes that they
What?
put in the shape of a Pringle. So once you pop, you can't stop, but it ain't no potato.
I'll be stopping my Pringles purchases right about now. Thank you.
You will not.
With their gross pizza flavor. Doesn't taste anything like pizza, okay?
They do have ridiculous flavors. Can we please just say that?
Yes.
I mean, nobody wants a pizza flavored potato blob, not
But
potato.
this really makes sense now that you say it's
Why?
artificial potato. No, it just doesn't taste like a potato chip.
But they're good. Don't you think?
I'll stick with Route 11's kettle cooked dill chips. Thank you very much.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to play you out with something that literally blew my mind. This is a very young girl. She's playing a ukulele. We're going to put a clip to this. I got it from Inspire More. Let me see if it has any. Most ukulele players perform soothing music that can almost rid us of stress. But Taimane, sorry, I mispronounced your name, likes to mix it up a bit. She began practicing when she was 5 years old. As a teenager, she was discovered by an agent and started appearing at large events. In the years since, she's practically mastered her instrument. Nowadays, she can play just about anything, and it's absolutely breathtaking. Whether you hand her a traditional Hawaiian song, a Led Zeppelin hit, or a classical composition, she will perform it to perfection. Basically, when it comes to the ukulele, she's a jack of all trades. Our personal favorite, and this is what I'm going to play you out with, so you can listen to as much of it as you want, or you can look up the video, but it's incredible. I'm going to let you watch Jessica. Carmen and Phantom of the Opera. Watch her fingers fly across the strings in the video below, which is I'm going to play, but you guys will have to hear it. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. That's a ukulele.
Unbelievable. She's almost rivaling Charo with her flamenco guitar.
It's like flamenco.
Wow.
You guys have to look up this video to see her hands flying. What?
cue that we're gonna go into Phantom. Sometimes I do this first.
This is a ukulele.
The Phantom of the Opera.
I can't.
Unreal.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm going to send you the video so you can watch her because I know you couldn't see.
No, she's amazing.
You guys, I just have to say this again. It was a ukulele. We were supposed to I was going to let that play us out, but I couldn't stop. I can't control my head or my body. It's so incredible. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Maybe going to be a long episode. You're welcome, or we're sorry. So, Jessica, I love you.
Split it up into 2 parts.
There
I love
we
you
go.
too.
We'll be back again next week, everybody. We're so
Yes.
excited to have this outlet, and we're hoping that it helps you too. Sign up for Inspire More. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.